Hello everyone, welcome to Gradeup. My name is Vikas Bhadoria and today I welcome you all for the live session of How to Attempt ESE Prelims 2019 paper. Friends, as you all know that ESE Prelims paper is on 6th of January. So, this is the last week before the ESE exam. तो आज हम क्या करेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे, कुछ कमेंट्स लेंगे, आपके क्वेरीज लेंगे. इफ़ यू हैव एनी डाउट रिगार्डिंग ESE पेपर, ओके. एंड टुडे along with me, I am with ESE 2018 Achievers, Abhishek Shukla, who is All India rank 17 in ESE branch, and Ashish Rawat, All India rank 38 in Civil Engineering branch.
Hello, welcome to Gradeup. Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Rawat and welcome to this live session.
So, we are going to discuss your queries. If you have any queries or comments regarding the ESE 2019 prelims paper, okay. So, we are going to take your queries, alright. So, you can ask as much as queries you can regarding any doubts you have for the queries which you might feel that are, जैसे कि अगर आपको कोई क्वेरी होती है जो पेपर के दिन अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं कैसे अपने स्कोर को मैक्सिमाइज कर सकूं, अपने मार्क्स को मैक्सिमाइज कर सकूं, तो हमारे जो दो ESE टॉपर्स हैं ये और हम मिलकर आपके ये क्वेरीज को आज सॉल्व करेंगे. ऑलराइट, सो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर कमेंट्स. हम सब वेट कर रहे हैं एंड yes, we are waiting for more viewers to join us so that we can start the session. We are waiting for your comments. I know, I can understand that paper is on 6th of January, so you must be having lot of queries. And so, if you have any queries regarding any technical questions or GS or engineering aptitude types question, then you can ask your queries today. Dasu Sai Ravi Teja is asking any shortcut to solve problems. So, Abhishek Shukla sir, as Sai Ravi Teja is asking any shortcut to solve problems, so you find any shortcut for that?
Hello, it depends on the branch which you have, but as far as I know that it's a high time, so you have to develop your own shortcuts, because the shortcuts which I will or anyone else will try to teach you at this moment, so you have to take over that shortcut and it's high time. So I don't think that it's time to learn the shortcuts, because you should have prepared your shortcuts, your own shortcuts, by studying relevant materials beforehand. It is not the time.
Okay.
The problems.
So that is a really good feedback from him. So let's ask Ashish Rawat sir
I would
about.
like to add something to this. किसी भी प्रॉब्लम का कोई भी ESE के रिगार्डिंग, जितने आपको पता है कि ESE टेक्निकल पेपर में आपका 150 क्वेश्चंस है. आउट ऑफ दिस अराउंड 50-60% विल बी द न्यूमेरिकल पोर्शन, जिसको सॉल्व करने के लिए आपको लिमिटेड टाइम में मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स लेना है. वो अटेम्प्ट लेने के लिए आप हर क्वेश्चन का, हर कॉन्सेप्ट का कुछ ना कुछ एक शॉर्टकट ट्रिक आपको, आपका जहाँ पढ़ेंगे बुक्स रिलेटेड, कोचिंग रिलेटेड मटेरियल हर किसी में, या फिर मॉक रिलेटेड ग्रेडअप में भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं, उसमें हर क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने का एक इजी वे अप्रोच होगा. उसको आप वही उस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड आपको उसको ग्रास्प करना है और उस एग्जाम में अप्लाई करना है.
Yeah, Omang Saxena was asking how to prepare for the ESE paper in the last time, and also Ayush Jain is saying, sir, what to do in the last 3 days?
In the last 3 days, I guess that just go through the bookmark questions which you have bookmarked and you feel that it is important, and the test series which you have given the best questions from it, and revise your short notes or the formula notes which you have prepared while studying. And it's not a time to read something new and read something very vast. It's a time to read crisp and concise things which you have gone throughout the year. So I think that you should just revise your short notes or revise the bookmark questions. That's it.
Manish Gautam is asking, first we prepare prelims or mains. Manish Gautam, as you know that on 6th of January it's prelims paper, so I should tell you that you should focus first on prelims paper. So we can take some more queries. Ashish Rawat sir, Rahul Sola is asking GS related tricks. Any GS related tricks?
GS related tricks, see there the GS subjects are basically segregated into two things: static portion and a dynamic portion. Now the lot of the questions in 2017 and 2018 were asked as per the dynamic portion. In every topic the static portion was given less weightage compared to dynamic weightage, dynamic questions. Okay, so what you can do is read the current affairs. Now it's not the time to read all the current affairs material of year of the previous year. So what you can do is you can read the current affairs magazine, which is published by many publications. You can go through that and read the summary of that. In that, with that you will be able to at least attempt not all but most of the questions in the prelims paper.
Yes, same question is asked by Rishabh Sukla is asking what should be the optimum number of attempts for both GS section as well as technical section.
So for GS section, I think a score around like in 17 and 18, score of around 80 to 90 is more is on average level, and if you score more than 100, then it will be a good attempt. While in technical portion, see in 2019 the number of seats have increased compared to 2018. So definitely the cutoff will be a bit low on lower side. Like in this year 2018, the cutoff was 207. Okay, for including GS and technical. So this year it is the probability that cutoff will be around 190 to 200. That is my prediction. That can obviously go. That depends on the level of examination. But if you get a score of around 90 in prelims in GS and in technical portion you score around 150, then I think that will be a very good score.
Ayush Jain is asking, Abhishek sir, is it helpful to solve last 2-year paper in these days?
Yeah, it is helpful because the engineering services, the questions in technicals are of repetitive type. But I can't just say that go for GS at this time and solve the previous year because the dynamic portion is coming. As my friend said that for engineering services in electronics and telecom, I would like to say that focus your attention more towards mathematics and engineering aptitude. That is the aptitude portion. About 30 to 35 questions will come from that place. So if you attempt that questions very wisely and with very high level of accuracy, then your 35 questions are secured, means the 70 marks are quite at this place only. And the ethics, the questions are quite generalized.
Yes.
So you can attempt 5 questions at least from the pool of 8 to 9 which come, and so you can make a score of more than 90. And actually 90 score attempting 55 plus questions is very good. So don't need to maximize your scores to 120. Don't, because no one knows what the paper will be. So
Yes.
you should be very much confident that the questions which you are attempting, if it is difficult for you, it will be difficult for everyone else. So don't try to compromise the accuracy just to maximize your attempts. And in the engineering paper 2, so in electronics, in engineering paper 2, I would like to say that I think 222 to 230 it will be the cutoff. So try to maximize your attempts over here because it is quite predictive paper and you can attempt it easily.
I would like to answer a query of Mr. Aman Chauhan. Sir, do we need to read Indian Constitution related questions? Okay, so the thing is, the static portion has been decreased. Okay, so the static portion has been removed. The polity, history, geography has been removed by the ESE. ESE. Okay, so UPSC has removed that portion in 2016. But what is happening is, if the some current event is going is in news, okay, related to Constitution, okay, so like Article 370 and these are in news, so you have to read those articles because they become important from the current affairs point of view. So they will not come directly in form of static knowledge. Okay, like in polity it is not in syllabus, but the current affairs portion is definitely in the syllabus, so you will have to read those. Okay.
Srinivas is asking, in this last 3 days, should I go for full syllabus test or should I focus on revised notes only? So what I want to tell you is that since this is the last time, you should not go for this. You should basically revise all the notes in the last 3 days. Okay. And I also asked Abhishek Shukla sir about his input.
I won't recommend it because it's a high time. So having a test of 3 hours and just going through the doubts of which you solved and which you didn't attempt, so it's not a time to think of which you haven't learned till now. So I would like to say that just revise your previous concepts which you have learned and maximize your attempts in that only.
Right. Very right. Gaurav Kumar Chaturvedi is asking, sir, tell about the approach of solving paper in exam hall to save time and score more. Yes, Ashish sir.
Okay, so to score more, first of all, you will have to know more. Okay, so but this is not the time to do that. So whatever you have read up till now, you have to polish that. Okay, so for in coming 2-3 days, revise all the formulas very well. Okay, so the practice you have already done till date, you have to go with that confidence in the examination, and you will have to attempt to your best of capabilities. Okay, so in the examination, since there are more number of questions and very less time to solve this. Okay, so don't get bothered about these questions which you are not able to solve the easy questions first in the first go. Attempt those questions in which you are comfortable. Okay, skip those in which you are requiring some time to invest. Okay, so attempt in the first go easy questions. In the second attempt, you can go for the tough questions.
Right.
Okay.
Shubham is asking Abhishek sir, what is the better approach to mark OMR simultaneously or in the end?
As far as my which I followed, I would like to discuss that strategy. For paper one, I completed my whole paper one, that is of 120 minutes in सवा एक घंटे में, मीन्स सवा एक घंटे में मैंने पूरा पेपर सॉल्व कर लिया, और 20 to 25 मिनट्स डिवोट किया मैंने बबलिंग के लिए, दैट टू वेरी मीन्स अलर्ट. एंड बिकॉज while filling the OMR sheet, you have to be very cautious about the question and the relevant which you are taking. Means the question number 90, suppose, so you should bubble the 90 relevant, okay, not anywhere else. So you have to be very much cautious if you are doing it at the end, what I did, because bubbling it simultaneously would distract me, putting again a pen and paper and doing that. So I recommend that go at the end, but beforehand have some time. Okay, don't just put it in the last of 5 minutes, the bubbling of whole OMR. So have a value time of 20-25 minutes at the end.
Okay, yeah. Abhishek Singh is asking, please tell what to study in mathematics. So Ashish Rawat sir, can you please tell about it?
So the in civil engineering, the mathematics is not in the technical portion. It is in the general studies portion. So in general studies portion, what we have seen in 17 and 18, ESE 2017 and 2018, the questions being asked are more of related to maxima, minima, residue. These are some of the topics which I remember. Okay, definitely there will be variations. Okay, so like matrices question, they are not asking. Okay, maxima, minima questions, differentiations. Okay, partial differential equation and Newton-Raphson. Okay, so you have to study these topics. Okay, so what you can do is go through the ESE 17 and 18 paper. Okay, and highlight the topics which are being asked, and go through the short notes for that particular topic.
Hello, I have a doubt over Shraddha Thakre is asking about the ECE branch. Advent to apply for GATE and ESE next year for getting in PSU. Okay, as far as I suggest, if you the time will be taken, because if you are not prepared at this moment, so you have to take some time, because every preparation has a different strategy and you have to devote some time over there. So ACE Academy or any other coaching institute, the relevant materials which you find easy for yourself, it is the coaching institute will just focus the idea that these are the relevant topics that you have to go through. So what I suggest you, go to that study material which you find relevant and stay focused, and it will take some time, but surely you will succeed.
Okay, I could see there are a lot of questions, lot of queries coming on. So I just want that we should take some questions, or we should discuss some questions which are common. Okay, so I want you, Abhishek Shukla sir, please tell me any sir last week preparation or tips for electronics and telecommunication branch students. Any last minute tips or last week tips for the EC branch questions?
Yeah, in the last minute, I would like to say that few portions which were added in 2017 engineering services, that was the advanced electronics portion, advanced communication, and the CO, which was earlier also. As computer organization don't, as these three subjects don't have a very relevant study material also, and neither the domain is very specified. So I would like to suggest that don't hustle over that place. And because if you are solving a question of EMT, or you are solving a question of network and control system, so you know that the route question will come, and that's why you are attempting to brush up and to increase your speed. But whatsoever in analog whatsoever in advanced electronics or advanced you will go through, that is not sure. So at this moment of time, I would like to say that don't go in deep to study those three subjects which have no specified domain, and study the questions, or study those subjects which have higher weightage, like analog, digital, and EDC, and go for network control system, study those and have a very high accuracy over that place. And if you are just because it depends on the practice, engineering services is all about practice and hard work. It is not about luck.
Right, right. Same question for you, sir. Civil engineering, for any last week tips for civil engineering branch?
So there are some things which you can definitely do. Okay, so the first thing is you have to revise what you have read. Okay, so the short notes you have revised, you have to read those. Focus on the important subjects like soil mechanics. It always has higher weightage, be it in GATE, ESE, everywhere. Okay, so it is a very important subject. You have to focus your attention on geotechnical engineering, both soil mechanics and foundation engineering. Other than that, you have to focus on solid mechanics, okay, fluid mechanics, okay. Your highway is very important, okay. Apart from that, you can definitely put your focus on other small topics like irrigation, hydrology. They give very easy questions, okay. So with good accuracy, you will be able to attempt those questions on a good level, and you will score good.
Okay, what I can see, there are a lot of common questions about engineering aptitude for paper 1 of prelims. So any guidance for that engineering aptitude? What are the important topics of engineering aptitudes? Most of the students are asking this question.
They are, I would like to answer
Okay,
this. Okay. So engineering aptitude portion, they are very basic questions. Okay. So if a candidate is of graduation level, so I feel that those questions are not that much hard. The thing is, some of those questions will take your time. Okay. So they will eat up your time. So you will have to prioritize if you want to solve those questions, because you don't have a calculator there. You will have to solve with your pen and your mind. Okay. So give a very thoughtful सो आप अपने दिमाग में उसको लेके चलिए कि आपको उसे अटेम्प्ट लेना है कि नहीं लेना है, बिकॉज दैट विल ईट अप योर टाइम. ओके, सो solve the easy questions as I've already mentioned. That is because you have 100 questions to play with. Even if you are not able to solve 10-15 questions, that is not an issue. You will have to just attempt 60 questions. Okay, if you attempt 60 questions with good accuracy, okay, so if you are 100% accuracy and you are attempting only 50 questions, then 15 to 2 you are getting 100 marks. So where you can easily leave 20-30 questions there, that is not an issue. So just आप चिंता उन चीज की करिए जो आप अटेम्प्ट ले रहे हैं, उस चीज को छोड़ दीजिए जो नहीं अटेम्प्ट हो पा रहा है.
Right, right. So most of the students are asking about tips for mechanical engineering paper 2. Students, the only thing that I want to tell, there are some important section or important subjects for mechanical engineering, like thermal portion is very important. Every year, if you see 2017 and 18, around 40 to 50 questions are of thermal engineering branch, okay, or from thermodynamics, refrigeration, air conditioning, in IC engine, power plant engineering. So there are some important topics, okay. So you can focus on those, make short notes, revise the short notes on those topics. Also, if you see the previous year analysis, theory of machines and vibration also important subject, okay, from design. Okay, so you can focus on that. And the last is manufacturing, where a lot of questions are there from manufacturing and industrial engineering. So these are some important subjects to score in ESE paper 2 of prelims, okay. So अगर आप इनको रिवाइज कर लेंगे, if you are going to revise those or the short notes and the tricks and formulas, you can easily get good marks in paper 2 of prelims. So this was my shortcut, or you can say this was my strategy for paper 2. If you have any other doubts regarding mechanical, you can ask the question.
Shravana Kumar Nath is asking, sir, shall I once again solve previous 2 years papers, both GS and technical, in last 2 days? Okay, so with technical, I won't recommend you to solve that paper again, but definitely you should visit GS paper. Okay, so as you can see, there is not much content available online and offline of this, because this is a very new pattern. So definitely go through the GS paper of 2017 and 2018. Okay.
Mayank Sharma is asking, I will take a. Mayank Sharma is asking time management between question paper and OMR. How to manage the time, Abhishek sir?
As I would like to say that what I did that it was on 7th of Jan 2018. So what I did that 5 hours are very crucial. So you don't have to waste even a single minute. So in paper 1 it is of 2 hours. And I attempted the whole paper 1 in 1.15 hours. I completed the paper in one throw. The questions which are coming to you, and you know that, just tick mark that questions and review it for bubbling. So you have to tick mark that questions, options you have to take and keep it for bubbling. And after 1 hour 15 minutes, I came to those questions, I bubbled it, and the time which 20-25 minutes which I was having after bubbling, I attempted those questions which in which I had doubt or
Okay.
the lengthy calculations were involved.
All right.
Okay, so I attempted those, and yes, at the last moment, never ever go for maximizing the attempts. Ashish, in the last 5 minutes, people attempt to
Yes.
maximize the attempts,
No,
and
no.
those are the vague guesses,
Right.
and you just land to a whole negative.
Okay.
So I would not recommend it. And in EC paper 2 technical, I would like to suggest you all that complete the whole paper in 2.15 hours. I completed that whole paper in one throw, 150 questions in 2.15 hours. Devote at least 25 to 30 minutes. You have to keep it for bubbling the OMR sheet, and the last 15 to 20 minutes which you have left with. So try to go through those questions whose answer were not matching the options which you solved, or the formula was too lengthy. You have to put the value over there. So I would like to suggest you all that if you are doing bubbling at the last, always have proper time gap, because one of my friends just he was very good at studies, but he was not able to bubble and he just missed the chance over there.
Yes, there was some query regarding mechanical, how to prepare or what are important topics of manufacturing. I want to tell you that Satyanarayan is saying, was asking about it. Satyanarayan, manufacturing or material science are very important subjects, and it is basically theoretical one. Okay, so there are some topics like material science, heat treatment or phase change processes. Okay, so you have to remember that iron carbon diagram, what are the reaction for that, and also there are some questions from welding defects and casting defects, okay, which are purely theoretical questions. Okay, so you can focus on those questions to get maximized marks from manufacturing subject. All right.
I would like to answer a question of Pranat Pal. He's stating that query multiple times. How to revise the
Whole subject.
whole syllabus in 3 days of civil engineering. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pranat Pal. See, Pranat, you cannot. I would not like to demotivate you, but in 3 days you cannot really cover entire syllabus. But I'm sure you have covered major portion of your syllabus. So go through the short notes of those. If you have prepared short notes, then go through those. Okay. If you have not prepared the short notes, then you can have the handbook. Okay. So handbook will have most of the formulas. Revise those, and the test series which you have done. Okay. So the test series you have attempted, just read those questions. Okay. The mistakes you have done, you should be focusing on those, because in exam reading is one, studying is one thing, and attempting the exam is in whole another story. You will have to increase your accuracy there. Okay, so if you are not accurate, then there is no point of studying everything. Okay.
Yes, Satyanarayan, I think your doubt is clear, and I'm sorry if I have pronounced your name incorrectly. It's Srivasan Satyanarayan, right? So, yes, all right. Yes, I want to tell you that Gaurav Kumar Chaturvedi is saying calculation trick for exponential powers. I don't know which is from, this is from which topic?
Yeah.
Exponential power from civil.
Actually, I just don't mess up with the calculations that are too lengthy. I just left it.
Yes.
There is a common question from most of the students. They're asking about how to solve assertion and reason type question.
Okay. For
Yeah.
assertion and reason, I would like to have one clear-cut idea that never, if you have a doubt in options A and B, then you are in a big trouble. It is a 50-50 chance. Leave it.
Yes.
And the other options are quite clear. If it
Yes,
is between C
definitely.
and D, it is quite clear. But if you have any confusion between A and B, then I would just like to say skip those questions.
Okay, Ashish sir, it has been seen that if we talk about paper 1 of prelims,
Okay.
and same to Abhishek sir, in paper 1 of prelims there are some topics from which current affair type questions are asked. Okay, so can you please elaborate those topics from which there are very much chances that current affairs questions can be asked in the ESE paper?
So out of the 10 topics, first one is definitely current affairs. So anything can be asked in that related to current issues which are going on. Other than that, ICT, okay, information communication and technologies, that is a very dynamic portion. Okay, so definitely current issues which are going on in the information sector, that is going to be asked there. Okay, other than that, there is standards of quality. Okay, so if some current news is going on in the around the country or around the world related to quality, that will be asked. Then the basics of energy and environment, that is a very important part. Okay, so like Paris climate was in very much news in 2017-18, so there was question regarding that.
There was a question.
Okay, so these topics you can definitely focus with respect to the current affairs. You would like, if you would like to add
Yeah,
something.
what I feel that the only the static portion which comes is aptitude and engineering mathematics and ethics, and also that is a subject of project management.
Yeah.
The static portion lies there only.
Yes.
And the rest of the portion in material science also, like the new technologies which are coming, like metamaterials are coming, so you don't need to consolidate yourself for the static portion. You have to go through the portion which has been in news, so that will be provided by the relevant study materials are available, so you have to just go through them once.
Atosh Sharma is asking how to solve exponential power calculation in specific speed question in hydraulic machines. Yes, guys, if we talk about mechanical or maybe same problem for civil or electronics branch, there are some questions which are under root type questions or power type questions whose value you don't know, okay, because you can't use calculator in the exam. So what you need to do is, it is my tips that you should remember the square root up to 20. If you remember the square root up to 20 or up to at least 15 or 20, it is good. So you can solve the problem very easily. It is very good to remember square root, and there are also tricks for that. So if you talk about hydraulic machines problem, there are some problem in which the roots get cancelled out. Okay, so their questions are ESE type questions are such a way that you can easily solve the roots type questions, and if not, then it only trick is that you should remember up to root of 1 to 20. Okay, so you should remember that and that will really gonna help you in most of the question. So I hope, yeah.
There's a question coming up that how to cope up with the examination fear in the examination hall, how you have to behave, or
Yeah.
how you have to count your nerves. So I would like to have a very famous quote which I follow, that अगर हंस के नहीं होगा तो रोके तो नहीं होगा. Okay, so
Very well.
Right.
exactly what the thing is, if you are in a fear situation, then you yourself are degrading your opportunities to get selected.
Right.
You have to be confident because you have worked hard for that day, and if that day you don't perform, then it will never come again, because the next year
Yes,
you are again having that only.
Right.
That
You'll
fear,
have
that
to work
fear
another
continues.
year for that.
That continues. So be confident that your hard work will pay, and don't have any second thought that don't look into the other's paper that he is solving very quickly, he is solving very fast. Have confidence on yourself, because it is you तुम्हें अपना नंबर देखना है, means in merit list you have to see yours. So the people around you doesn't matter, but count on your nerves, because don't get panic or don't get overexcited if the question is very easy, because there you may mess up with the calculations and you may take some time. And one more thing which I would like to say, that while solving questions, have a track record. Like if you have solved 30 questions, then just see your watch and take that. If you have bound yourself for 30 questions for 30 to 35 minutes or 40 minutes, then you see whether it is on track or you are just time management is failing. So if the time management is failing, so you have to skip those questions which are lengthy.
Yes.
And in assertion reason, you have to be very much accurate. What I did, I solved all them in the last.
Okay.
Right.
I would like to add something to this. Okay, so the thing is, everybody feels pressure. Okay, so even the rank one who will be getting rank one, he will be feeling that pressure. Okay, it's UPSC, it's engineering services, the dream examination. You will definitely feel that pressure, but go with the feeling that you are not the only one who is fearing that pressure. The person sitting in front of you, at the back, at the side, they all are feeling the same pressure. Okay, if you have prepared well, you will feel that pressure. Okay, so just go segregate those. See, 3 hours is a very long duration in the examination, even if it doesn't feel like so, but it is a very long duration. You will have to segregate that time. Okay, so half an hour you will have to set those small targets to achieve that big dream of yours. Okay.
I also want to add this, sir. Sir, all the students are asking about what is the last day before the exam strategy. Like paper is on 6th of January. So what should be the strategy, or how they should keep themselves calm on the day before the exam? That is on 5th of January.
On the day before examination, which I did, and in fact you also did the same thing. Everyone who is very much serious or hardworking does the same thing, because on the day before exam you have to be very calm and composed. You don't have to overexert yourself with a lot of new stuffs. What I did, the few subjects I left up with, and I was very clear that I don't have to attempt those. and it was among those three new subjects which were added. And the subjects the formulas which I usually forgot, I just went through those tick mark formulas, about 20 to 25 formulas were that. Just study those, and yes, keep yourself calm. Don't study something new.
I would like to add something. Starting today, do one thing. Starting today, make a timetable. Okay, I'm talking about till 6th of morning. Okay, so what will happen is on 5th of January, you will not be able to sleep. Okay, so definitely you will be sleep deprived on the day of examination. So starting today, make a timetable. Okay, so sleep on time, eat on time. Okay, so do not take too much pressure of studies. If you have studied well, it will come to you automatically in the examination. But what happens is, a day before examination, the adrenaline rush will not be allowing you to sleep. So with in the examination, you will have to give 2 hour examination for GS and 3 hour examination for the technical paper. So what will happen is, you will be very exhausted when you will be in the examination. Also, you will have to make your timetable so well that you go in the examination with the refreshed mind.
Vara Prasad Pentakota is asking what are the major topics covered in mechanical subjects like theory of machine, strength of material, and fluid mechanics. Vara Prasad, from theory of machines, some topics are like kinematic analysis, okay, gyroscope, balancing, and vibration also is a very important topic from theory of machines and vibration. If we talk about strength of materials, the important topics are stress strain curve, elastic constant, deflection, and shear force, bending moment diagram. Easy questions, okay, that are not very tough. And also thin cylinder and pressure vessel is also a very important topic. And if we talk about fluid mechanics, the important topics are fluid properties, fluid kinematics, statics. Easy type questions are asked in the exam, and also hydraulic machinery. There are some dimensional analysis like question, or prototyping type questions, model prototype type questions from fluid mechanics and hydraulic machinery. Okay, so these are some important topics from the subject that you have asked. All right. So in the Abhishek sir,
there is a doubt
yeah.
About from where should we read ethics. See, ethics, I don't think that you need to study that ethics, because the questions are quite clear itself, and no need to have a special attention on that. And the important subjects about electronics and telecom. So in ENT branch, the important subjects are network, control system, electronic measurement and instrumentation. And the last year the electrical portion was also having a very good weightage, so don't skip that. So the previous year analysis which says that you don't have to leave your core subjects. Okay.
I would like to take a query.
Yes,
if you
sure,
permit.
sir, sure.
Okay, so Bhavitha Airy is asking, sir, I am from civil engineering branch. I do not have much knowledge in depth. Can students from scratch effort for IES, or do they have
Read
something more? Okay, so studying for IES from the scratch. Okay, so I would like to narrate my story. Okay, so I have passed out in 2013. Okay, after that I have worked in a private organization for 2 years 8 months. So in 2016 I decided to prepare for the competitive examination, and at that time I had almost forgotten everything. Okay, so that theory portion, because when you work in the in practical this construction sector, you don't require that much bookish knowledge. Okay, so I had practically prepared from scratch. Okay, from 2016 I have prepared from scratch. So this year I have cracked with IES 38 rank in civil engineering. So it is a very good example that yes, you can prepare from scratch and have that knowledge. With time you will gain that knowledge, but which you have talked about, that you don't have much knowledge in depth. So give it time and give it your honest effort, you will definitely have that knowledge. Okay.
Well, Rajesh Ranjan is asking Abhishek sir, this is his first attempt, so he is asking whether he should skip this time or not.
Why
So
to skip? It is not about the civil services examination that you have to count your attempts.
Yes.
Right.
For the age of 30, till the age of 30, you can give as much as attempts you are remaining with. So
Right.
go and have a mindset that how you have to sit for 2 hours and how do you have to sit for 3 hours and what are the questions coming. So you have a knowledge of that also. Okay. As there is a comment that how to manage time management, the questions are taking too much time.
Right.
So I would like to suggest that if a question is taking too much time, too much means more than 2 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Because in engineering services, too much means more than 2 minutes. if a question is taking more than 2 minutes, just leave your pen for that question and go to the very next question again. Okay, and have confidence, because what I did, what happened to me was a very easy question messed out because the examination pressure is so high that you don't even remember a simplest formula. So if you miss even a simple trick or even a simple formula, don't get panic and just go to next question, bubble your OMR sheets, and then when you come to review those questions, actually then you just struck, the formula is struck and you just solve it. And it happened with me also. I just remembered that formula and I just went through that question. That attempt was done.
So Rajesh Ranjan, whether you have prepared this time or not, you should go and give the examination, write the examination, because it will ultimately give you an experience to go for. If you will write examination the next year, that experience will really count this time. All right. So आप examination जरूर देने जाएं इस time पे, उससे आपका confidence बढ़ेगा और आपको एक experience बढ़ेगा. All right. Rajesh Ranjan, we are not at all ignoring you. We have taken your query, so don't be disturbed about it.
There are multiple queries coming.
Yeah, there are multiple queries coming.
We'll definitely get back to these queries in form of comments.
About the number of attempts, Akash, about the number of attempts which you are trying to ask is, see, according to the cutoff, if you see that 220 is the cutoff for electronics and telecom branch. If 220 is the cutoff, so you have to attempt about 110 questions. Because so 110 questions, that too from 2 papers. So you about compromising 10% with the accuracy or 10% with the last moment which we have pressure, or the questions which we are incorrect with. So you have to attempt what I suggest 55 plus questions in paper 1 and about 105 or 100 plus questions for sure in paper 2, not less than that.
Devendra Dige is asking suggestion for material science paper. Devendra Dige, I have told it earlier that from material science there are questions which are important are phase change diagram, okay, and also heat treatment processes, ferrous and non-ferrous material properties. So these are some important topics from which question are asked from material science in the paper 2 of prelims. All right. So we are taking a lot of comments, and you can see if you are. Parth Saxena is asking, sir, I have left 2 subjects, MD and renewable and ME. Is it fine? Parth Saxena, if you see the weightage, previous year weightage of 17 and 18, from machine design there were 5 questions, and from renewable there was 3 questions in 17 and 1 question in 2018. Okay, so if you are if you are not able to study these 2 subjects till now, so better you should ignore it, because if we talk about renewable type questions are so much easy that even if you are not prepared till now, you can solve the question, because it will be ultimately 1 or 2 questions in the exam. Okay, so if you have left these 2 subjects, you can prepare other subjects and revise all the short notes for other subjects. Yeah. So there are a lot of queries, and Abhishek sir, there is a question. Suppose that if students are going the exam and there are 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2 on prelims.
Okay.
Suppose that paper 1 is after 2 hours, paper 1 is not that much good. Okay, and students feel that I have not solved the paper 1. I have expectation. So in that 2 hours gap for paper 2, how the student will be able to keep calm and composed to get energized for the second paper if he is demoralized due to bad performance in the first paper? So any suggestion for that?
Okay, I would like to suggest one thing, that even though the paper 1, it doesn't work according to your expectation, or you were not able to attempt those questions according to your expectations, which you were expecting that I will bubble mark 55 questions or 65 questions, and you just went through just 49, or I would even say that if you have attempted 45 questions and you think that your attempts were wise enough, you haven't compromised with the accuracy, means you haven't guessed mark any questions, and the questions in which you are very much damn sure you have attempted those questions only. So attempt those questions, come out, and just don't try to learn from others what they have attempted, because it was your paper, you have attempted that and it is gone. In the technical, the whole domain will be from your engineering background. So try to maximize your attempts over that place. And I even know a person who secured AIR 3, even though he secured just 65 marks.
Yeah.
He secured about 65 marks in paper 1 and he maximized his attempts in paper 2 prelims.
Yeah, right. Right.
About 180 plus marks he secured in paper 1, paper 2, and he made it in the prelims.
All
He
right.
cleared the prelims cutoff, and in mains he even worked hard and he secured more than 430 marks.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can manage at any level. You have to be with that confidence. Yeah, I can attempt these.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to take a query. Ashutosh Pandey is asking multiple times, sir, strategy about the test series. Okay, how to attempt the test series. So when you are attempting the test series, after you have given the test, the most important part of the test series is the analysis. That is the analysis of your preparation. Okay, so what you can do is, if you have attempted the questions, so it divide the questions into subcategories. First it will be the questions which you have attempted comfortably. Okay, so you don't need to worry about those type of questions. Second category is if the questions which were good, you attempted correctly, but the questions were of good level. So you should note those concepts. Okay, because they are very good concepts, and that will be useful not only in ESE but in multiple competitive examinations. Now the third category of questions will be the questions which you have attempted wrongly. Those are the very most important of all, because you have read the concepts about those questions but you could not attempt due to some mistake. Okay, so solve that question again. Okay, look for the solution, solve that question again, and see what mistake you have done. Note down that mistake you have done and revise that, because that you should not be repeating that mistake if that question comes in another examination or ESE. Okay, and the last and the final category is the questions which you could not solve at all because you were not read about that concept. So if that concept is relevant, you think it is important, so you study that from your notes or from study material. But if you think that question is of such type that it will not come in many examination, it is some vague question, so you can leave that question, because you will not be able to find a very convincing solution in internet or any material. So you can just leave that and worry about the other 3 and 4 categories which I have mentioned.
Ashish sir, there was a question from Shubham. He was asking, it is advisable to study between paper 1 and paper 2 of prelims?
No, it is not advice.
Never.
That depends from person to person. Okay, so that we cannot say that in absolute terms. But what I did, I am not comfortable studying even one day before of the examination and in between of the examination, because what happens is you have just come out of the examination. Okay, so when that in that particular gap, after that gap you will have to again work hard for 3 hours. Okay, so if you are working hard for 2 hours, then again in the middle 2 hours you are reading something, and again after that you are going for the 3-hour papers. So you will be creating a lot of pressure in your mind. So you in that 2 hours break, just calm your mind, have some juice and everything, okay, refreshments you have, and talk lightly with friends. Okay, that way you will be able to start afresh in the technical paper.
I would like to add something, because see, you have given paper from 10 to 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
You have already tired your brain, and that paper was not from your domain.
Right.
It was generalized for all the branches. So now when the time comes for specialization in your domain for 2 to 5, why are you tiring your brain again from 12 to 2?
Yes,
You
yes.
have to be very calm at that moment, because you have to maximize your attempts from 2 to 5. So
Yes.
I or Akash won't also suggest that thing that Ashish would also suggest that you have to go to revise anything.
Yes.
There are a lot of questions about mechatronics and robotics subject for paper 2 of mechanical. Only thing that I want to say that if you have prepared about the subject of mechatronics and robotics or revise it before, then it's good. If not, then don't start it. Okay, because if we see the previous year trends of the type of question which are asked in mechatronics and robotics, the pattern of question are almost same. Okay, there are some questions regarding stepper motor or some question related to SCARA robot or PLC. Okay, so there are some basic concepts. All right, so even if you have not prepared for those subjects, what I suggest you, revise at least or solve previous year questions related to mechatronics and robotics subject. Okay, it is advisable to because there are some repetitive type questions from those subjects, mechatronics and robotics. Okay, so SCARA robot and stepper motor calculations, and there are some questions regarding PLC. So there are some common topics which are asked repetitively from 17 and 18. Okay, so there are chances that this time also from mechatronics and robotics, these topics can be asked. SCARA robots, please study about SCARA robot. You will manage to get at least, if there are 5 to 6 questions from mechatronics and robotics, you are definitely going to solve at least 3 to 4 questions. So don't pressurize on these two subjects and solve previous year question. That will be more than enough for that.
Sneha Badri is asking, what's the rank range in test series that probably assures a selection in prelims? See, nothing assures a selection in prelims or in ESE, okay? So what happens is, while you are preparing, you are giving the test series, sometime it will happen that you will have a very good rank, sometime you will have a very bad rank. Because the test series, the motive of test series is not to predict your rank. The motive of test series is to analyze your preparation level, okay? So do not get bothered about the rank range which you are getting, okay? So improve with every test. That is the most important part. Improve with every test, okay? Every next test you give, that should be an improvement over the previous test you gave, okay?
There is a question from Ronit Kumar. I think that is not relevant related to the subjects and all, but that is actually a relevant question. He is not able to get good sleep before the exam. What to get proper sleep?
I just said about that, okay? So what you should do it from today itself. You should make a timetable that I'll sleep at 9 or 10 o'clock, okay?
Listen to him. That's really good feedback.
Don't sleep at 6 o'clock, okay? Sleep at 9, 10 o'clock, okay? So what happens is you will condition your brain such that you will automatically get a good night's sleep, okay? Because what happens is in the 5th, what will happen on 5th of January, you will have so much of adrenaline rush within you that you will not be able to get that sleep, okay? Even I faced that in my previous attempt in 2017. So I did what I have told you in 2018 and was able to get a good 4-5 hours sleep, okay?
In every phase of this examination, we have that.
Yes, okay.
Because
actually,
you have worked for it and you are expecting a best out of yourself. So you have a performance pressure over that.
Right.
So sleep of means it will be about 2 and 3 hours.
Also, I want to add you, since you guys have already are rankers in ESE and you have made your timetable in such a way to manage your sleep and your study schedule. What I feel is that most of the engineers are in a habit of studying late at night and getting late in the morning. Yeah. All right. So the habit that you have continued from the 1 year, 6 months, that is not going to change in 1 week or 3 or 4 days. So what I suggest is that before the examination, 3 to 4 days before the examination, try to sleep at 10 in the night or 11 in the night so that you can get early around 6 to 7 because your ESE paper is from 10 to 12. Okay, so anyhow you have to manage to get up early. Okay, so if your body clock is not set according to that, you will definitely feel sleepy in the examination time. All right, so I suggest you please try to sleep early. This is a very important strategy for any examination.
Okay.
Yeah.
What should I do to maintain concentration during exams? Siddharth Patel. Just look at the question paper and try to capture what it is trying to ask, and okay, there should not be any distraction between you and that question paper. It should be just your eyes looking into that question paper and trying to grasp what the requirement of question is and how to solve that question. Okay, in that way you will not face any problem, okay, of concentration.
I could see this question very repetitively. Anup, Sandeep, and I think some other student were also asking the same question. Abhishek sir, he is from electrical.
Okay.
Or someone was from ENT branch.
Okay.
And he was asking that he got current affairs PDF pages, 50 pages.
50 pages for 6 months.
Yeah, right.
Current affairs.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to suggest you, if you have that crisp current affairs, go through it. But see, exam, it can't be guaranteed that the questions will be coming out of it only.
Yeah, it is a general studies syllabus.
Do prepare yourself in the best possible way. Okay, prepare for the worst. Okay, prepare for the worst thing. And it takes a year long. And if you are targeting it at the last stage, so you have to study the best things and go for it.
All right. So, a common question, sir, any suggestion for the last minute query or last minute in the examination or in the time of examination, any suggestion for that or any strategy in the examination?
See, in the examination, this GS as well as technical, you will have about 1 minute and 20 seconds for each question you will be getting. If you leave 20-30 minutes for the bubbling part and the form filling, you will have around 1 minute per question. Okay, so in this short amount of time, you have to read the question, you have to analyze the question, and you have to solve the question. So what you should do is solve the easy questions in the first go. Okay, go through the entire paper. Do not solve the assertion reasons in the first before. Okay, solve those questions on at the last, because that will definitely break your confidence. Okay,
All right.
because they are very typical type of question, theoretical type of questions, and we as engineers are more comfortable with the numerical portion. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sir, one important question that I also feel that in the ESE paper 2 prelims, there are numerical type question as well as assertion reason type question, some theoretical type question.
Okay.
So suppose that if a student is spending more time on the numerical type question and is compromising on those questions which are relatively very easy, and he can score much better in those questions. So what is your strategy? What do you feel? And this question is for both Ashish sir and Abhishek sir. What do you feel that which question he should attempt? And there is also one more question. What should be the strategy? Like you have to bubble the question also. Okay. So there are 3 hours duration question paper. So whether he should firstly solve the question or he should simultaneously bubble the Omar seat.
What I would like to suggest is that the paper 2, okay, in paper 2, what I would like to suggest is that you have to take the lead in those questions that are directly on the concept basis. Like a question of EDC comes and it is asking about the majority and minority carrier concentrations on both the sides, or on both the sides of a semiconductor, or any sort of that questions. You have saved your time, because that will hardly take 15 to 20 seconds, and you have to give that time to the question which is from Routh Hurwitz criterion and that. So the questions which are straightforward, those time which you save at that place,
right,
you have to devote to the numerical type questions. And actually there has to be a balance. I told you earlier also that you have to be very much observable, that are you attempting 125 questions in 1 hours or 1.15 hours, because टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज ऑटमोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. आपकी नॉलेज कुछ भी हो, अगर आपने बबल नहीं किया, देन यू आर नॉट सेलेक्टेड.
राइट.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Vedha Kumar was asking the last 3 days strategy for civil engineering. I've already said that in this video itself. You can just go through that video. Okay. Just rewind and you will be able to get that strategy. Just focus on the main subjects. Okay. Soil mechanics, fluid mechanics, solid mechanics. Okay. Highway engineering. Okay. Focus on those portions and just attempt with your confidence.
Yeah, Rogan Magare is saying, I think focusing on lengthy formula might be wrong. Am I right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Suppose that there are some question, numerical type question, which is taking a lot of time for calculation. So better skip that question and move on to the next question or some theory type question, because they are around 150 question if we talk about technical. Okay. So if you are giving more time to a question which is taking a lot of time for calculation, better you should skip the question. Okay. And my suggestion is that firstly look after all the question that which is the question which you feel are very confident to solve. Okay, so firstly solve that question, you just write the answer before that, and then go for the lengthy numerical type questions. Okay. Yes.
How to stay cool in examination, Ashish?
Yeah.
We have already discussed this question, I think, but
see, मैंने बोला ना कि अगर हंस के नहीं होगा तो रो के या टेंशन लेके क्यों होगा?
Exactly.
So don't worry.
You will definitely feel that pressure. Okay, that is very common.
We also face.
Yes. Even now we are facing the pressure. Okay, so don't worry about that pressure. That pressure is very good. Okay, because that is what keeps you going. Okay, so do not worry about that. Let that pressure be. Okay, that will take the best out of you. Okay.
Abhishek sir, someone is asking which pen should I use to bubble?
He is laughing also.
Yeah, he is laughing also. Yeah.
So I would suggest that there is a pen of Liquiflow. Yeah. Okay, it is a ballpoint pen. Take black pen, because you have to fill the credentials at the OMR. That will be filled with a black pen only. And take a Liquiflow because it is easy to bubble. What I felt that it was very easy to bubble and it saved a lot of time.
Yes,
Right.
you have to fill those bubbles very
Quick.
Yeah, quickly, and you have to fill that properly. Okay, because if those won't be filled in a proper manner, they won't be evaluated because they are evaluated on a machine. Okay, so that reads that ink. Okay, so
Okay.
if it not filled properly, or if it is filled very in a shabby manner, that won't be counted.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ashish sir, Abhishek sir, as we could see, there are a lot of comments. Some of them are attempting the ESE paper first time. So what are your strategies for those students whose this is the first attempt this time?
Okay, if it's your first attempt, then it doesn't matter whether it is going to be the first attempt or whether it is going to be the last attempt. Okay, the thing is that if you have to get selected, you have to do hard work, and if you have done that hard work, so take paper very in a calm and composed way. Okay, and it is your first time, so be very aware that the place, because one or two people sit at the wrong place and they mess up with their OMR sheet. Okay,
Yeah, right.
so be very attentive for that. Okay, and fill the bubbles well in time, because it doesn't appear that you have filled all the things, you have tick mark all the questions on your answer means question paper, and you don't manage the time to bubble them.
Right.
So you can just quit off. So if it is the first time, then I would like to say that reach well before time. Don't take last minute hurry and worry.
Right.
Keep your all the belongings like pen, one pencil. For electronics and telecom, I would like to suggest that have pencil, because the questions of KVL, KCL which are coming, directly solve on the question paper with the pencil. And if you are having any doubt, then go with the pen. Don't always refer to rough space provided at the back side, because it will kill your time. And all the calculations should be done in a narrow space of the column provided near the question mark, that clean space provided, that is for you to rough space over there. Okay, so no need to go again and again to the back side of the question paper rough space.
Okay, so we are moving on to the end of this session, and so what I want to say is that, sir, 3 days are left around.
Yes.
3 days are left. So how a common strategy or common tips for all the students who are watching us right now to focus, keep themselves calm, and how to revise those technical as well as GS type question, how to manage their revision in these 3 days.
Okay, so in the last 3 days, okay, revise your formulas as we have said multiple times. Even I have said, and both these sirs have said, revise your short formulas. Okay, revise the notes, short notes, and notes whatever you have with respect to GS. Okay, if you have prepared short notes for GS, then you can definitely revise those. If not, then revise the magazines or anything. Okay, other than that, do not study anything new. Okay, so that is a very important part at this point of time. Some of the aspirants, they tend to revise, but they tend to study which they have not studied in the entire year, so do not do that. Okay, other than that, keep all the belongings with you. You take in the previous by 4th, okay, by today, tomorrow, take the printout of your admit card, keep it with you, pen, pencil. Okay, keep a check on everything, and before going to the examination hall, keep maintain a checklist that you have taken everything with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, if
Okay,
you want
for
to
the
add something.
examination point of view, I would like to suggest that, as I said, that keep all your belongings and credentials which you have to carry, at least one. I think that you have to carry your one ID proof also. Okay, have that ID proof also, and go to that place, reach venue well before time, because if you are late, then you will again in a rush mode you will be there. So have some light breakfast also. Okay,
Yes.
light breakfast you can have, and for those 2 hours, just try to be composed and calm and composed type. So I think that these are the only strategies which everyone follows.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
and you can
Yes.
definitely make this time.
One more comment that we actually we should take. Sumit Chaube is asking, sir, should we attempt any full length test in these 3 days? 3 days left.
I won't suggest that right
Yes,
now.
I won't suggest, but if you are comfortable, then you can take one test
Yeah.
by today or tomorrow. Do not take a day
See-
before. Definitely
see,
do not take a day before.
Both the things can
Yes.
be
Because-
both the things can happen. If it is good, you will be in confident mode.
Yeah.
But if
Right.
it is not manageable, so
Yeah.
you will feel low.
Yes.
So why to take that thing in mind?
Yes, your confidence will go down. So do not do that. Okay.
And same suggestion from my side for mechanical. If you have made any short notes, revise those short notes in these 3 days. Don't go for any test series. Don't attempt any test series, because at this point of time, if you solve any test series and if you will get some low marks, then obviously there will be some point of demotivation in your mind. Although that should not be there, okay, because giving test series and scoring low is not a problem. Problem is where when you are not, the concept that you have studied, you are not able to apply those concepts, okay. So for these 3 days for mechanical, just revise the short notes as much as you can, and on the day before the exam, keep yourself calm, relaxed, and don't take tension at all. And in the examination, just give your best, and definitely you will get selected.
Param, today I will reply to your comments later. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the session for today, and with this, we conclude the session, and all the very best for ESE 2019
All the
prelims
very best.
paper.
Yes,
Thank
all
you.
the very best.
All
Thank
the
you.
very best.
Yeah, thank you.